Are you feeling exhausted no matter how much sleep you get? Are you gaining weight even though you're eating well? And are you struggling to feel motivated or focused? You could be dealing with a thyroid imbalance. And today I'm going to break down everything you need to know about thyroid, Hashimoto's, and why getting the right testing is so important, and also things that you can do. So I'm Dr. Erin Foley, functional medicine practitioner, board certified health coach, chiropractor, and I've personally been living with Hashimoto's for 20 years. So I know firsthand your struggle and how subtle thyroid shifts can affect mood, sleep, energy, weight, and metabolism. So for me, years ago, fatigue and weight gain and brain fog were the signs that something was off. And I kept thinking I just needed more sleep or better habits. And it wasn't until I understood my thyroid, got the proper testing from the right doctor, that I started to make real progress. And today I want to help you understand yours so you don't have to go through the same confusion and frustration. This was one of the catalysts for me becoming certified in functional medicine, was the confusion and not being able to find the right treatment for myself. So here's some thyroid basics. So your thyroid is a small gland in your neck. So if you go to your primary care doc and they're palpating your neck, this is, what they're doing. They're checking it out to see if there's any enlargement. This small gland controls a huge part of your body, and it's the engine of your metabolism. So it produces T4 and T3. So T4 is the inactive thyroid hormone, and this is the one that your body needs to convert into T3, which is the active hormone that powers your metabolism, your energy, and all your systems. One of the little subtle things here that happens is that our cells need to convert the T4 to T3. So many of us, me included, one of the problems was that I was on a certain medication years ago, but it was only T4 and it wasn't converting. So these are the subtle things that you need to know about if you have low thyroid and you're not feeling well and you're on medication. So when your thyroid isn't working well, it's called hypothyroidism. So everything slows down. It can slow down your energy. You can gain weight and be stuck. Your mood, your sleep. You can lose your hair. It can thin. And hypothyroidism, very, very common, especially in women over 35. And it's often misdiagnosed all the time because symptoms can be subtle or attributed to stress or aging. And think about all the things I just said. That can also be perimenopause. So let's talk about Hashimoto's. So this is the autoimmune condition where the thyroid it's low thyroid. You have an autoimmune condition where your antibodies are attacking the thyroid. So, and it's the most common cause of hypothyroidism in women. So, and that's what I have. People with Hashimoto's can have fluctuating thyroid hormone levels, which can make testing tricky. And it can still, again, cause the fatigue, the weight gain, the hair loss, the brain fog, the mood swings. So here's a note about medication. Now, first of all, I am licensed as a chiropractor, functional medicine, a health coach. I do not prescribe medication. It is not in my scope of practice. However, because I am in my scope of practice is the testing, I'm always sending women patients to their doctors to get medication. Medication is not optional if you have high TSH, which means low thyroid, if you have Hashimoto's. But really, it's like you go to your doctor with, like I'll send women with my test to their doctor and then they can get medication and medicated properly. Thyroid medication is hormone replacement therapy, and it's incredibly valuable for your healing and supporting your metabolism and feeling like yourself again and getting things fired up so that the weight can come off. And just so you know, the weight doesn't just instantly come off when you go on medication. It takes a while. So let's talk about what else besides medication. Nutrition supplements and lifestyle play a huge role in your thyroid health. So You need to support yourself with healthy, whole foods. And nutrient-dense foods that do support the thyroid would be things with selenium, iodine, zinc, protein. But whole foods eating, making sure you have enough protein, lowering the sugar, lowering the carbs, and managing your stress, stabilizing your blood sugar, and prioritizing sleep. All of these things help your thyroid work better and makes your hormone replacement more effective. You might need to take some supplements. So really food, healthy food, supplements, and managing your stress and getting sleep. So let's talk about weight gain and metabolism. So one of the biggest frustrations with thyroid issues is getting frustrated with weight gain or being stuck. Maybe you're eating well and you're exercising and you are stuck and it's not coming on. That's one of the first signs. We've got to look at your testing. Let's look at your thyroid. What are your numbers? A low thyroid will affect your metabolism and make it run slower. It can affect your insulin sensitivity and your energy levels. So that's why it's so important to know your thyroid numbers. And guessing or relying on diet hacks just doesn't usually work. This is one of those things you've got to know your numbers. And it's through blood testing. So here's another thing about all of your hormones. You've got your thyroid, which I call it your gas pedal. But guess what? Your adrenals and your cortisol are your gas tank. So if you don't have enough gas in the tank, maybe you have low cortisol from prolonged stress, injury, trauma, illness, you won't have enough gas in your tank anyways for the thyroid to work properly, even with medication. So that's why you really can't just take one hormone and keep it separate. And all thyroid and cortisol, adrenals, your cortisol comes from your adrenals, all are affected and affect your blood sugar. So what you eat has a big effect on all of these hormones. So many women fall through the cracks because the standard lab values are very wide, and doctors only will treat the numbers at the extreme ends, meaning you could feel awful, have symptoms, and be told your thyroid is normal. I see this all the time. This is a lot of reason why women do seek out functional medicine practitioners and doctors. Many women are undiagnosed, underdiagnosed, or misdiagnosed, leaving them untreated for years and just feeling awful. So you've got to track your TSH, which is your thyroid stimulating hormone. That's usually the one you'll get from your doctor. Free T4, free T3, but also the antibodies, the TPO antibodies, the thyroglobulin antibodies will tell you if you have Hashimoto's or not. So you need to work with a practitioner who knows the difference between normal range and optimal range. I do testing, but again, if the numbers are off, then I do actually need to send my patient out to their doctor to get the proper medication. Okay, so here are a few things you can do. Track your symptoms: fatigue, brain fog, weight changes, hair loss, mood swings. There's also a technique. You could take your basal body temperature and see where you're at there. Ask your doctor for a full thyroid panel: TSH, free T4, free T3, and both sets of thyroid antibodies. Support your thyroid with nutrient-rich foods, stress management, stabilizing your blood sugar. And if you're on thyroid medication, know that lifestyle habits make it even more effective. So here's a couple things just to remember. Your thyroid controls your metabolism, your energy, and your hormones. And hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's are common for women and often missed. Medication is essential, and lifestyle, nutrition, and stress reduction support your healing. And track your symptoms and understand your lab numbers. So if this video helped you, give it a thumbs up, comment below which of these thyroid symptoms resonates with you. And please share this video with a friend who might be struggling, and don't forget to subscribe for weekly tips on hormones, metabolism, and energy. Thanks for watching.